This week on Steel Horse Thunder, we continue the 2015 Miracle Ride.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
When it's time to ride, we'll keep your mind where it matters most, on the open road. We get it. Ryder Insurance is the only insurance company specifically created for the motorcycle and ATV communities. No one but riders. Our specialized staff is here for you with great coverage options, discounts to help you save, and 24/7 claims reporting if something happens along the way. And with roadside assistance included on all of our policies, we've got your back wherever the road leads. We get it. No worries, just riding.
Family. We know it's important.
That's why our family mission is to protect yours.
If you've been injured in any accident, call us.
The insurance company may not be looking out for your family,
but we are.
Call us. We will get you the compensation you deserve and help you protect the most important thing in your life, your family. Leidendorf Law, your Indiana injury lawyers. Like family, because we are.
Hey Scott, what are you doing?
I'm doing pre-ride inspection.
Your pre-ride inspection?
Yeah.
Haven't you ever heard of T-clocks?
T-clock, yeah. It's about 3 o'clock.
No. Your pre-ride inspection, T-clocks. It's a little short acronym that we use to inspect our motorcycles before every ride.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
you ever done it before?
I have never done it before.
You know what? I just happen to have a T-clocks checklist here that I printed off, but I also printed it large enough so I could read it to you without my glasses on while you're checking your motorcycle.
Very good.
What do you think about that?
Hey, you tell me what to do,
All right,
I'll do
so
it.
T, we're gonna check the tires and wheels. So just,
I already
Scott,
did
you got
that.
enough? Well, no, you don't kick your tires.
Okay.
Just check your tires. You got enough tread depth on there?
Gotcha.
If you have anything less than 3/32 worth of tread, you really need to get your tires replaced.
Well, I've got new tires on mine, so I know I'm in good shape
what?
with these new tires.
They look pretty good. Yeah, and then you're just going to kind of check your wheels, make sure that there's no cracks in the wheels and your spokes. Hey, the next thing you want to do, Scott, is the C in T-clocks, which is check your controls. So your levers, make sure that they're working right. The brake, is it working? The clutch, roll that throttle on, release it, make sure it goes back. And then kind of check all your cables to make sure that there's no frays in them or kinks or things like that. All right, then let's move on to lights. We got to check all the lights, just make sure they're working. Turn signals, headlight, brake light, tail light. Yep. Hey, your low fuel indicator's on. You really ought to get some gas.
Probably should.
Yep. Turn signals, horn works.
Horn works.
You know, Scott, now we got to move on to the oil and the other fluids. So I know your motorcycle's not liquid cooled, so you're not going to have any radiator fluids that you got to check. But did you check your engine oil this morning before you left?
I did check it this morning before I left.
Did anything show up on the dipstick?
Yes.
Okay, well good, then you must have oil in it. All right, now we're moving on to the other C and T clocks, and we're checking the chassis just to make sure that there's no dents, dings, bolts missing, things like that, and just kind of looking down your frame rail and make sure there's nothing hanging off there that shouldn't be hanging off. The final thing to do is check your side stand. Now, you don't have a center stand, do you?
No, I do not.
All right, then check your side stand, make sure your side stand's working over here. Hey, what do you think, Scott? How long did it take you to do that pre-ride inspection?
You know, it only takes a couple minutes to do it, and now I feel pretty safe before I get on the bike and take a ride with a bunch of other people around me.
Yeah, you know, and I know you're old like me, but, you know, I did make this huge copy of this checklist for you so you can take it with you and check that.
I like it.
Hey, and if you know of anybody else that needs this pre-ride checklist, you can come see me here at Southside Harley-Davidson. I'll be happy to print a copy off and give to you. In fact, anybody can come in and get one. Just come see me here at Southside.
Some people say true beauty comes from within. At Krambos, we think beauty can be inside and out. Along with the best paint and bodywork in the state, Krambos also offers all Harley motorcycle service work, from tune-ups to rebuilds. So make sure your bike looks as good as it runs and bring it on in to the only shop that treats your bike as good as we treat our own. Krambos. We'll get you noticed.
Bad things happen to good people. That's the difficult part of our job. Our firm works with great people during very tough times. Because of that, your compensation is our first priority. No one can prepare for the aftermath of an accident, but the insurance company is prepared to give you the bare minimum. That's why you need legal guidance, to give you a voice and get you the money you deserve. Leidendorf Law, your Indiana injury lawyers. Like family, because we are.
The ride starts on Saturday at various motorcycle dealerships across the state where motorcycle riders come to go on poker runs. At these poker runs, people come to donate all the money they have raised to go to the Riley Foundation. And as we would find out, most of these riders have a story involving Riley Hospital.
My son had severe asthma as a baby, and my daughter had kidney problems, so they were both in Riley for a while. My niece and nephew were seizure babies, so they were in the Riley for a while. We have plenty of friends. I've got friends up there right now that have an infant at Riley, so anything we can do.
My son spent a few months in Riley when he was 2 years old because he was actually overtreated by another hospital, and Riley saved his life. Then my nephew, Mason, was sent from Terre Haute to Riley because he had difficulties when he was born, and they saved his life at Riley.
We were asked by Terry Riley, the director of the Miracle Ride Foundation, and Riley Children's Foundation, to be an ambassador family because I'm an advocate for motorcycling, obviously. Race motorcycles off-road most of the time, and then he asked me to do it through Rick Chupp at Cycle Outfitters because we're good friends, longtime friends. So he asked me to be an ambassador family for this, and because my child is at Riley. Well, it'll be a year on the 3rd that he was diagnosed with leukemia. So I was more than happy to do it, especially with my love for motorcycling and then the fact that I have a unique relationship with Riley Hospital now. I mean, it's at the forefront of what, children's hospitals should be, and we're so lucky to have it in our backyard here in Indianapolis. And our experience has been just fantastic. They took us in at a pretty, rough time where we didn't really know who to turn to or where to go, all outside of our own family, and they just became our family, and they took us in and calmed us down, to kind of take the rough out of the water, if you will. Right. Yeah. It took him a minute to get into remission, but he's in remission now after 9 months. Like I said, we're coming up on his year anniversary, so he's doing better. He's just readjusting now to, having him in a bubble for 9 months, and then now he's kind of been able to readjust and go back to school and things like that. So, yeah, but he's doing better.
Very long time ago, the Motormaids did ride at the front of the pack of the Miracle Ride. Yeah, so that was an old tradition, and we're trying our best, the Motormaids now, to bring back that good tradition. And so now the Motormaids, last year they volunteered for all kinds of services, and then this year also.
I was gonna get rid of the gray, and I have a young lady that her favorite color is purple, and she's got a lot of issues that have never stopped her. So whenever I want to complain, I just pull on that, and I just keep it going. Nope, no complaining. She actually has been through Riley as well. Yes, she had been at Riley when she was in a car accident 15 years ago. So, and I think she's still been in and out since then. But
Talking to the riders, it's incredible to see how many kids, adults, and families have stories involving Riley Hospital. It was the morning of the Miracle Ride, and it was cold, but it didn't stop the people from coming out.
What makes you come back year after year for 10 years now? It's a decade. That's a long time.
I have a lot of nieces and nephews that have been through Riley Children's Hospital, and I've seen what they've done and the care and the passion they have for the kids.
Yes.
And it really makes you want to get involved.
You have a dog with you.
Yes, we do have a dog. It's a Beagle mix that rides with us when we go on rides.
And he rides where?
He rides in the sidecar with my daughter. Yes.
That is so cool. So you're a Riley kid yourself,
right?
You told me.
Right.
Can you tell me about that?
I was diagnosed at birth with PKU. It's a rare disease. My body doesn't process protein. And so since birth, I've been coming up to Riley at least every year to see a doctor up here that helps me out with my diet.
And you're still going to
Riley? And I still go up to Riley,
so
yes, every year.
So you're still a Riley kid?
I still am a Riley kid, yes.
So how did you find out about your disease that you have?
When I was born, they do a blood test with the prick in the heel, and my test had come back positive. And the doctor at the time told my mom not to worry about it because it was so rare. And my mom was persistent about it, and she came up to a doctor up here at Riley, and that doctor at Riley told my mom, you need to be persistent about it because the test came back positive, and they went into it farther, and I did have the PKU disease, and if left untreated, it could cause retardation. And so I was treated at birth, and fortunately there were no side effects, and I just have to watch my diet. So the Riley doctors, you know, saved my life, yeah.
Bob, where are you from? We're from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Clarksville, Tennessee. You do know you're a long way from home right now.
Yes, I do.
How in the world did you end up here for Miracle Ride?
My brother lives here, so we come up here. This is my 5th year. He wanted to come with me, my first grandson. So this year I brought him up here. Hopefully everything goes all right and we can ride around the track because that's what he wants to do. So I love the ride, and it's all for the children, so I don't mind giving the money up for the children. So.
And that's the cool thing. I know a lot of people do this ride the first time. It's because you hear, hey, you get to take a lap around the Indy 500. It drew me in 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But then when you take that ride past the hospital.
Oh yeah, it makes you teary-eyed.
It changes the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Still cool to go around the track. Don't get me wrong. It's still cool to take that lap around the track. But man, when you go by the hospital, it really reminds you what this ride is really all about.
Exactly. And I wouldn't care how much it costs. It's for the kids, so I'll do it for the kids. I love it.
When you get that many riders in one spot, you're bound to see something you've never seen before.
A couple friends of mine at work and saw these on the internet, and so I checked them out, done some reading on them. They're actually made over in Spirit, Iowa. The model up from this is actually red and black, and it's called it's the SL model. It's red and black, has the 4.3 LCD screen, 6-speaker stereo in it, backup camera. Oh, it draws quite a bit of attention. So that was the other thing I did like about it. It's the fact that, I mean, you'll get looks where people are going, what the heck is that?
Right.
So it was just, it's a different feel. It's a fun ride. I drove it from American Heritage Motorcycles over in Cincinnati, where I bought it from. I drove it from there to here, got caught in the rain 3 separate times on Tuesday, and it was just, it handled really well. And this kind of reminds me a lot of as if you're in an Indy car or a go-kart, and it's different.
And you went from a Goldwing to this,
I went from a Goldwing to this. The Goldwing was fun to drive, but this is just, there's nothing like. The speedometer registers 220 in it. I'd just say I've gone a little faster than I probably should have in it. But at one point, just, we're all human. We check things out.
There's a reason why it goes to 220.
Yeah.
We got to find out why.
Yeah. It's got storage back here, storage back there, enough for full face helmet, rain suit,
no doubt,
whatnot in it.
All right, you never know what you're gonna get at the Miracle Ride. That is so cool. Where'd you get it?
I actually got it online. This is my third Miracle Ride, and a couple years ago I was back and I saw a couple people that sparked my interest with the helmet, so I thought, what better way to add something to a helmet than to find a helmet color, so I bought it online.
Well, the kids are gonna really enjoy you going by on that.
That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. Yeah. I get some good looks. I'm hoping the kids aren't too scared though.
So do you wear it all the time?
No, I don't. This is actually my trial run. I put it on this morning at 8, filled up at a gas station, got a couple, hey, that looks great, and told them where I was coming. So hopefully if the weather holds out, then everything will be good to go today.
So how many times have you done the Miracle Ride?
This is going to be my 3rd year, and this is my 3rd bike, actually.
This is your 3rd bike also?
Yes. Yep. I did my first year. I did it on a little Honda Rebel 250. Last time I did it on a Honda 1100, and then now I've got my first Harley. So today's Harley day.
And eventually, we would meet up with a familiar face.
How do you feel about seeing all these motorcycles coming out here helping the hospital?
Well, I feel pretty good about it. I'm glad that they came out and helped us and helped us raise money.
And have you ever seen this many motorcycles in one place?
No.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Well, I said I'm going to be here for like in front of 5,000 people. I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing it, no. Nope.
So now, look into that camera and tell the other motorcycle riders that aren't here to be here next year.
You guys need to be here next year because we need your help at Riley Hospital.
I am with somebody that you may not recognize the face, but you definitely recognize the voice. Tom Griswold from the Bob and Tom Show. You guys are all over the country and all over the world through the Armed Forces Radio Network.
Yeah.
What would bring somebody like you and Bob and Tom to the Miracle Ride?
We've been doing this longer than I can remember. I'm getting so old, I forgot how long we've been coming to this thing. This is one of the great events in the country with regard to motorcycles and the biker community helping out. And in this case, it's the great Riley Hospital for Children. And if you don't know it, Riley takes in kids from all over the world. And at today's ride, for example, even though it's raining, we have people here from all the way from Canada, from Ontario, lots of people from Kentucky, obviously Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, have always made this a great weekend event. Now we had a little bit of weather, but if we have the censor button going, as they say, riding in the rain is not for pussies. So we got a lot of people, men and women, that are going to tough it out today, and they'll be a little extra careful because of the dampness, but incredible turnout considering it was pouring rain most of the weekend. Kind of a light drizzle right now, but we're going to tough it out and get the show on the road.
To me, it's just really cool to see, to me, I look at you as this is somebody I've been listening to for many, many years on the radio, and to me, to see you here in person and talking with everybody, very approachable. You didn't sit in that little ivory tower or have a little spot there. You're out here in the rain with everybody else.
I have 6 kids. I have no vanity left. I have no hair and 6 children. My vanity is now officially gone. But yeah, it's a great event. And a lot of people have kids out here, but of course the whole point is to help out the kids at the Riley Hospital for Children. I've never been to that place. I mean, it's just amazing. The doctors, the nurses, the staff. It's just a really wonderful place. One of the great things about being in Indiana, it's a mecca, the same way the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is. There are literally kids from all over the world at Riley. So
finally, it was time to ride.
Grass at my feet and the wind in my hair makes me feel everything when there's nothing there. Well, I cannot see when there's someone here. I close my eyes and think that there's someone here. Why do I lie to myself and say it's not me? Where was the bridge that I was to cross? Something went wrong and I never caught on. I'm messing around.
It only takes a few seconds to ride by the Riley Hospital, but seeing all the kids outside and watching them wave to us is the most memorable part of the Miracle Ride.
I got left behind. Got left behind.
There's nothing like watching thousands of motorcycles come down the front stretch of the most famous racetrack in the world.
Here comes some more. Laughter and silence awakes me from dreams of what I will do and who I will be.
First, let me say thank you for letting us use your facility here. This is an amazing place. You guys have always opened up the track to us for the Miracle Ride. It's really cool. This year, I can honestly say I've never been able to park my bike right here at the Yard of Bricks before. So it's really cool for me.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure, and love having everybody out. And it's the first of many bike events that we have, obviously culminating with the MotoGP. So we're excited to have everybody out here today.
And what does it take to open up the track to everybody like this?
Really coordination with local and city, making sure we have medical on site, making sure obviously we're coordinating well with law enforcement, with Miracle Ride organizers, just to make sure everybody comes out, has a good time, but also has a safe time.
The history that's here, it is so cool. And I know there's a lot of people that do this Miracle Ride simply because they know they get to do a lap around this famous track.
Absolutely.
Now, fortunately, we go by the hospital right before we come here. And then they see the kids, and then they remember what the ride is really all about. But all that said, it's still cool to come around this track.
That's exactly right, and that's part of what we love, having everybody out here and experiencing the track. But first and foremost, all about the Riley Children's Hospital and everything that you guys do for them, and we appreciate that as well. And you're absolutely right about the track. I've been here almost 10 years and still get goosebumps every time I go out there. Still get goosebumps right here on pit lane. So it's a great opportunity for all of us.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to talk to us, letting us come out here, use the place, and just appreciate everything you guys do for Riley.
Always a pleasure, Scott. Thank you.
Thanks.
For Cindy and I, it was an incredible experience to stand at the start-finish line of the Indianapolis 500 with Terry Riley to see all the riders go by. It really put into perspective how many motorcyclists are in this ride. One thing I've learned about Cindy over the years, you can't have a radar gun around without letting her try it out.
I am getting ready to go down there and get on that track and get hit by radar by the policeman sitting here and see how fast I can go. I started out in third. I should have downshifted, but I didn't. So, just went too slow.
At the end of the ride, the people gathered as prizes were given out, including 2 brand new motorcycles. One winner from a random drawing. The other for the one who raised the most money for the Riley Hospital.
Hey, a tradition here at the Miracle Ride, every year they give away a motorcycle. Everybody's waiting. We got tens of thousands of people waiting to find out who the lucky winner is. And this year, they're going to win a brand new Harley Davidson.
This is a brand new 2015 Harley Davidson Street Glide. I don't know if you've seen it over here. Donated by Indianapolis Southside Harley Davidson. And the number is 332-979. And Stacy, congratulate Stacy.
How does it feel, out of the tens of thousands of people out here, your number was called for this beautiful motorcycle?
It's very shocking. I wait every year and I almost went home this time.
And how long have you been doing the ride?
12 years.
So you've been coming out here 12 years,
Yes.
You've entered into it for 12 years, and it had to have been just an absolute shock. I mean, this is a, I'll trade you my bike for it.
No.
No? You didn't even see, you don't even know what I ride, and you still said no. That was a smart thing. Let's hear it one more time. You're bringing a brand new bike home.
Thank you.
We're giving away this brand new Harley Davidson Sportster 72 for the most money raised.
Mr. Maxwell, who has historically raised a hell of a lot of money for Riley. This year, a little over $16,000. I think it was about $16,500, if I recall, wasn't it, John?
John, now I know I've been coming to this Miracle Ride now for 15 years, and I've heard your name mentioned quite a few times. Raising the most money, from an individual that comes out here. How much money did you raise this year?
This year's $16,680.
Over $16,000 you raised by yourself. And you won this beautiful Sportster. But I know you do something different with this. You don't go home, you're not going to go home and ride this and enjoy it or sell it and make money. What is it you do with this thing?
Well, we raffle it off. I got my girlfriend and my friends. They help me. We do a poker run and we do a dinner dance, golf scrambles, then we raffle it off. It's just to make more money.
And what does the proceeds go to when you raffle this off?
Back to Riley's Children's Hospital.
Right back to the hospital. Right. And how many years have you won this?
8.
8 years. Dude, that's amazing. To me, the fact that you can do this 8 years, raise more money than anybody else, and then turn around and auction it off and give that money back to the hospital. You got to understand, that's not most people do that.
It's a lot of hard work. Tell you, we'll start tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah. We've raised over $200,000 in 8 years.
My goodness. That is amazing. Dude, let me shake your hand. I just want to say thank you for what you do for the Riley Hospital.
I appreciate it.
I'd say a success, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, in spite of Mother Nature, we had another great successful Miracle Ride year, and we're expecting to raise about $250,000 for Riley Hospital, and we'll have some more donations come in here during the summer, and we hope to get to that amount. So you actually
continue getting donations.
So it was a really good year.
As the summer goes along.
We do. Some people who can't make it, work schedules change. People realize that they didn't bring all the money that they had pledged, or they had family and friends hit them up after the Miracle Ride and say, hey, I meant to give you $20 or give you $100 for those Riley kids. And we do get envelopes with additional checks, and donations come in throughout the summer.
Now, and maybe this is ground that I'm not supposed to step on here yet, but I've heard a rumor about something about Sturgis. Now, I know this year is a big anniversary out of Sturgis, and I heard something about the Miracle Ride going out west.
Yeah, well, we were contacted by an Indiana-based family that actually runs a campground in Whitewood, South Dakota, just 6 miles from downtown Sturgis, and they contacted the hospital, and they wanted to do some fundraising for Riley Hospital. And they're originally from the South Bend area. And the hospital contacted the Miracle Ride, and so one thing led to another, and there's going to be a Miracle Ride scavenger hunt ride out of Sturgis this year, the 75th anniversary of Sturgis, and we're going to do some additional fundraising with Whitewood Campground and Entertainment Center. They've got a fabulous lineup of concerts and entertainment during a 10-day run, and so the Miracle Ride was invited to come out and help them raise money for Riley Children's Hospital, and that's what we're going to do.
How cool is that? I mean, all the way out in Sturgis, you're going to be able to raise money. So this money is going to add to the money that was raised on the Miracle Ride itself?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be part of our donation back to Riley Children's Foundation and Riley Kids at Riley Hospital.
The Miracle Ride was a success, but there was one more small present that had to be given away by our friends at Renegade Classics.
Gracie, some friends of ours at Renegade Classics, it's a motorcycle shop up in Indianapolis, and they saw that you saw something that you kind of liked, and so they wanted to present you with this.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
I got left behind. I was left behind. I got left